Hungry. Johnson finds the pitch that she wants. Here is the payoff pitch. And it's ball four. Pella Christian. Top half of the first inning. They have runners at first and second with just one out. And this will bring up the cleanup hitter. Natalie Harrell will step in. Harrell on the season, the junior, has 27 runs scored, 55 hits, which is top on the team. This one is fouled up towards Madlock again, giving chase to it, but it will go out of play. 55 hits on the season for the leading hit getter, Harrell. 54 RBI. That's a ton of RBI and a ton of hits for Harrell, and she has a chance to do so here in the state tournament. Batting from the right side, runners at first and second. 31 years it's been since these Pella Christian girls have been in the state tournament, and they're going to score first as Harrell sends this one back to the wall. They're going to send 2 runs home. Here's the play at the plate, and she's safe. And the ball will get away, and Harrell's on the third base. Man, oh man, are they hyped up, the Pella Christian Eagles down the first base side, and their excitement goes right with Karen Harrell, the head coach of the Pella Christian Eagles. She was screaming in the third base box as Ekoff will step in. It's going to be a 2 RBI double to left field for Harrell. And then on the throw, she's going to move up to third base. First pitch will miss for a ball. Excuse me, that one was fouled back. Thought that one missed off. Fouled back off the screen here in front of us. 0-1. And that one is in there for a called strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes to count to the 5-hitter Ekoff, who will step in as the number 8 seed Pella Christian strikes first on the number 1 team in the state. This one's popped up in the air towards center field. And the catch will be made. The runner will attempt to tag. What a throw. What a throw from Ganser in center field. Will hold the runner at third base. Luckily, Harrell did not come home and tag, because if she would have, she probably would have been out. As watch this throw, Ganser comes up throwing, and it's all the way in. You see that all the way there on your screen. What a nice throw. It was a little bit away from the plate, but I think it would have been enough time for the catcher, Koss, to put the tag on of Harrell coming home. But she did not tag. She went back to third base. First pitch taken for a ball. Pella Christian leading 2-0 here in the early goings of this Class 2A quarterfinal, and that one is in there for a called strike. Pella Christian plays a lot of really good teams throughout the year, and so the record doesn't always show it. They get the 8 seed, but they're a pretty good 8-seeded team, and Van Meter found that out in the regional finals as Pella Christian able to get that win 12-5. Colfax Mingo, they beat Colfax Mingo in the semifinals 10-0, and East Marshall they won 4-3 in the regional tournament. As that one's taken for a ball, 2-1. Some of the teams that Pella Christian faces throughout the year, a lot of bigger schools. Indianola is a team they lost to a couple of times this year. Dallas Center Grimes, Oskaloosa, who's here. We'll see them later on in the Class 4A tournament. If you're talking about Oskaloosa, who's a 4A state qualifying team, they played as well. Indianola, Norwalk, played Dallas Center Grimes again. Newton, more Oskaloosa, and then Pella, as that one's fouled up and out of play. Norwalk again. So a lot of really good teams that this Pella Christian team has seen throughout the year, and it's given them some good hitting, some good pitching that they've seen, some good fielding. They know how to play with a good team, and Wilton a very good team here in this Class 2A field, as that one will miss for ball 3 high in the zone. It'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 lead for the 8 seed Pella Christian. Top half of inning number 1 as the Beavers trying to get out of it. But not yet, as ball 4 is taken. And heading down to first base is Dunsbergen. So Dunsbergen down to first base. Runners at first and third. We'll have a courtesy runner over there.
Courtesy runner number 15, Claire Boffart, running in first.
The courtesy runner is number 15, Claire Boffart. So Boffart will come in and run over at first base, as Trinity Voss will step in and bat here for Pella Christian. Voss, the 7 hitter in the order. Runners at first and third, but 2 outs for Wilton. That one's in there for a called strike. And it'll start 0-1. Voss so far this season for Pella Christian has been pretty productive, as that one is in the air towards the second baseman. Routine from the second baseman Walker for out number 3, as Pella Christian will strand 2, but not before they score 2 runs on 2 hits and 26 pitches were thrown. After a half, it's Pella Christian 2, Wilton 0. We're back for more on the IGHSAU Digital Network right after this.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At Central College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
Welcome back here to Fort Dodge. The IGHSAU State Softball Championships are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by MidAmerican Energy Company. Hello, everybody, again. Zarin Egestal with you behind home plate as we get set for the bottom half of inning number 1. And Pella Christian strikes first. They lead 2-0, but Wilton has their first ups coming. We'll see the top half of the order for the Wilton Beavers. 1, 2, and 3. Do have a final score from our final 1A game. It was Lisbon, the number 3 seed, over Clarksville, 10-0 in that Class 1A. So our Class 1A field first round is set as all of the top seeds advance. Number 1 will face number 4, number 2 will face number 3, and all the bottom seeds will head to the back half of the bracket. 6, 7, 5, and 8. As Taylor Dreyfel will step in and bat for the Wilton Beavers. We'll lead things off here in Class 2A. Number 1 overall seed is the first pitch. Is called for a strike. You see the Pella Christian fans pretty excited about the first pitch called for a strike. Dreyfel, the sophomore, 39 hits this year. 13 RBI. Ground ball, third base side, and it's going to be a foul ball as it's touched up by Rosa, the third baseman. Bailey Rosa over there at third base. Harrell is at shortstop. Voss is at second base. Ekoff is the first baseman. Nunnehoven is behind the plate. Dunsbergen is the pitcher. Bonnet is in left field. The center fielder is Augrey, and Morgan is in right field. 0-2. Into right field. This one's going to get down for a hit, and heading towards second base is the batter, Dunsbergen. Excuse me, Joffrey, and she's in with an RBI or with a double. So the sophomore gets in safely to second base. She will pick up the double, her 11th on the season. And runner at second base now for Wilton. As Koss will step in. And the first pitch will be a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Koss, the 2-hitter in the order. As the home plate umpire having a conversation with the catcher, Nunakoven. Sydney and Nunakoven wears number 17, is catching the balls and strikes today. And we'll see a 1-0 count. They are going to try to bunt. It's bunted fair, and it's going to be out over at first base. So a sac bunt for Wilton will move the runner over to third base. That's her job. Nunakoven makes a great play over to get it over to first base, as that one kind of just done right in front of home plate. It was in fair territory and just done right in front of home plate. Nunakoven did a great job of getting it over to first base to get the out, as Serrata will step in and bat in the 3-hole. Runner at third base as they try to cut into the Pella Christian lead here in the bottom half of the first inning. Wilton does. This one's fouled up and out of play. Bottom half of inning number 1, runner at third base. An 0-1 count now to Serrata, who wears number 3. You see her there on the screen. She's moving some dirt around over in that left-handed batter's box for the Wilton Beavers. This one popped up in the air towards the left side of the infield, and it's going to be a foul ball. So it'll be no balls and 2 strikes now the count to the batter, Serrata. Peyton Serrata Jr., 51 hits on the year here in the 3 spot. That's a lot of hits. And this one is caught. What a catch out in left field. Here comes the throw home. There will be a play at the plate, and she's safe. So it'll be a sac fly for Serrata out at right field. As Morgan makes the catch, she fired it home, but Droffy will slide in safely.
An illegal pitch was called, so
An illegal pitch is called,
runners go back.
and so everything will be undone there. So now we'll have a conversation from Harrell, the Pella Christian coach. First, there was a conversation from the Beavers coach, Denkman, as she was wondering about it. Now Harrell, the Pella Christian coach, is coming out and asking about the illegal pitch. So an illegal pitch is thrown by Dunsbergen, and so that will go down as a ball. Serrata will go back to the plate to hit, and Rayfield will head back to third base. And it'll be a 1 ball and 2 strike count, as Coach Harrell will go and talk with her pitcher Dunsbergen now. Our catcher Nunakoven is also there. Dunsbergen firing it to Nunakoven. So we'll restart things with a 1 ball and 2 strike count, a 2-0 Pella Christian lead here early in the first inning in this Class 2A quarterfinal. And we've seen so far in this state tournament the reason why we play the softball games and not just give the trophies away, because all these girls have come to play 1 through 8. Doesn't matter what you've done in the regular season or earlier in the postseason, you got here. And now all these girls, 1 through 8, have put in the hard work. They're on center stage, being highlighted. And they are playing good softball here in Fort Dodge today. This one's ripped out into right field again, and it's going to be a single this time via an RBI via that single. So after the illegal pitch, it's going to turn into an RBI single for Serrata. Dreyfus will come home and score once again. Let's watch this one again. A great piece of hitting right between the first baseman and the second baseman out into right field. And instead of in the air, it was on the ground. And it's going to be an RBI single for Serrata. Run will come over to score. The lead is cut in half. And now there's one out and a runner on. And Wilton is battling back with some runs of their own. Here's another ground ball, third base side, fielded nicely, and a fire over to first base in time. Rosa with a double clutch there, but making sure she had the handle on the softball as she gets the out at first base. And now we're going to have another conversation between the coach and our home plate umpire. And he's talking to the third base umpire. I think maybe they were talking to see if that ball was touched up in foul territory before it was thrown over to first base. And the umpire says no. That's what I can think of is what that conversation was about. And good with the umpires talking with each other and just confirming everything was done right. Great group of umpires down here, and this one is sent to deep right field, and it will be back at the wall. One run will score, and it's going to be a double for Wells, the right fielder. That one hits off the right field wall. Serrata comes home to score. It's going to be an RBI double right there off the signs in right center field. The run comes to score, and you see Wells with a stand-up double, and we're tied at 2. We mentioned great softball being played. We're seeing it both defensively, offensively from both these teams, and we're knotted at 2 here in the bottom half of the first inning. 2 outs. The Beavers trying to add on. Pella Christian, the Eagles, trying to get back to the dugout. That one misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to the count. Lunsbergen, 13 pitches so far here in the first inning. Pitching against Wade for the first time. And that one will miss outside for a ball. It'll be 2 balls and no strikes to count. Madeline Wade, the junior, wears number 7. As you see there, 35 hits this year, 28 RBI, including 8 doubles. That was an extra base hit. All of our extra base hits are brought to you by our friends at Kruger Seats. The last one a moment ago. Now the runner's going to take off at third base and sliding in safely. Over at third is Wells, and she kind of grabbed the bag and slid around it before pulling herself back in to try to get around the tag if there was a tag that was going to be there. But the ball scooted out towards left field, and there was not a tag. The pitch went for a ball, and it's a stolen base for Wells. So the runner just one bag away now at third. As the batter, Wade, will step back in. And taking all the way, that one's down the middle for a called strike. Not going to see a lot of high school hitters that are going to swing on a 3-0 count. Just more effective to wait. If you get ball 4, you take your base, you get your next batter up. If not, you've got a couple of pitches you can see. If you find one you like, drive it. If not, take your base. On the next one coming up. This one's fouled up and out of play. As you see, went down off the netting behind home plate here. Picked up by the catcher Nunnickhoven behind the plate. It'll be a 3-2 count, 2 outs in the bottom half of the first inning. Runner over at third base is Wells. A touch to the plate by Wade, you see there, and she's ready. And she takes ball 4. So that's why you hold on 3-0 right there. She found a pitch she liked at 3-1. She fouled it off, and then the 3-2, she didn't like it. The umpire agreed it was a ball, and she takes first base. Now runners at first and third as the third baseman, Madlock, will step in. Haley Madlock, the sophomore, 37 hits on the year, including 24 RBI, 8 doubles, and she has gone yard 3 times this year. As runners at first and third with 2 outs. Squaring around to bunt, and the runner will move over to second base. That's why the bunt was squared for. She takes the called strike, and it's kind of just a kind of an obstruction. It's not an actual obstruction. It's not against the rules, but she squares to bunt as she knew the runner was going to be taking off. She knew she wasn't going to bunt it, even if it was perfectly to bunt with 2 outs. She was just going to let it go in for a strike and make sure she gets the runner to second base. Some small ball there. Now 2 on in scoring position as she takes that one low for a ball. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. And Madlock will have a chance with a base hit to score 2 more and to try to take the lead for Wilton, who currently has tied the game with Pella Christian here in the bottom half of the first inning. This one in the air, hit well, but it's going to be foul. 3 home runs on the year for Madlock, and she just missed that one as she sent it well foul down the third base side. Straightens that one out, and fans in the bleachers out there in left field are ducking. Runners at second and third. We are set for the 1-2 pitch. In the air, it'll be a foul ball. Madlock staying alive. Sophomore. Also catches. She's playing third base today for Wilton. Making her, or does have 93 plate appearances so far this year. We'll see if this is another one. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 it is. And it's a strikeout. 2 runners will be left on base, but not before 2 runs come in for Wilton on 3 hits and 23 pitches. Bonnet, Morgan, and Rosa all duel for Pella Christian in the second inning as the Pella Christian Eagles trying to add more runs. We're tied at 2. We'll be right back on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Back to Fort Dodge as the state softball championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Hey fans, Central College has new tuition prices, just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever. And scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. That's central.edu. As the first pitch is in there for a called strike from Johnson. We'll see 8-9-1. 8-9-1 all due up here for Pella Christian, who got 2 runs in the top half of inning number 1 to take a 2-0 lead, but Wilton fought back and tied it up at 2. And it will be an 0-2 count to start off to number 16, Bonnet, who is batting in the 8 spot. Anna Bonnet, the junior, 28 hits on the season and swing and a miss, strike 3. She'll go down on that one. So a 3-pitch strikeout to start the inning for Mila Johnson. As the right fielder, Chenna Morgan, will step in. Morgan wears number 21. And the first pitch will miss for a ball. 2-2 our score. But a fun one so far between the 8 seed and the 1 seed. We like to see this. This one's hit to left field. It's going to be foul. Been a lot of close games so far. Even the Remsen St. Mary's Wayne game that ended 7-2, it felt much closer than 7-2. As Wayne took an early lead, Remsen St. Mary's fought back, and then Wayne extended their lead and then added a few more at the end of the game to make it 7-2, but Remsen St. Mary's was there the whole time. Newell Fonda in 1A, the number 1 overall seed, beat the number 8 seed North Butler just 2-0, as that one is a swing and a miss, strike 2. So another close one there. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, so back-to-back strikeouts on the 8-hitter and the 9-hitter for Johnson here in the top half of inning number 2. We'll see this strikeout once again. What a nice pitch there from Johnson, top third of the zone, and just gets her to chase after it. Back to the top of the order now for Pella Christian as Rosa will step in. Johnson misses with the first one for a strike. Rosa started the game with a pop out to the left fielder Wells in foul territory. Made a nice little play heading over towards the fence in left field. That one's a fastball down the middle for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count. And now Johnson trying to get out of the second inning after Pella Christian added a couple in the first. 1, 2, 3, but Pella Christian says, hey, we're not done until we have 3 outs. We're going to try to add on to it. Pop out to right field, though, is going to end the top half of inning number 2 as Serrata makes the play in right field. We played an inning and a half. It's 2-2 our score. We're back for more softball right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Fort Dodge is the IGHSAU State Softball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Hello, everybody. Zerman Agostong with you behind home plate as we get set for the second inning of play, the bottom half of the second inning of play, as we'll see the Wilton Beavers to bat for a second time in the contest. And the first pitch will miss for a ball. It'll be 1 ball and no strikes to count. Dunsbergen, 23 pitches through her first inning of work. Back in the circle on the rubber once again. And she'll go to the same spot, a little bit closer into the plate, though, this time, and gets the called strike. Going to that outside corner. 8, 9, and 1 all due up for the Wilton Beavers here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And it's going to be a bunt right back to the pitcher. She was bunting for a hit and just out. Walker is down that first base side. As Wilton will send up their 9-hitter, Charlotte Brown. Charlotte Brown's the right fielder. And she'll send this one out to left field. This one's pretty deep. Back at the wall. See you later! The 9-hitter, Charlotte Brown, goes deep. And Wilton will lead 3-2. Home run number 2 on the season for Brown. Welcome to the IGHSAU State Softball Championships with your second home run of the season. Let's watch that one again. Just enough of it. Charlotte Brown did right over that Casey's General Store sign in left field. We'll have the Casey's General Store player of the game coming up later, and Charlotte Brown says, hey, look at me. Could I be the Casey's General Store player of the game? I'm going to hit it over the Casey's General Store sign out into left field. It's 3-2 Wilton. If you saw there, Brown actually went back to touch second base. Not sure if she did miss it or not, but she did want to make sure she touched second base as she took a few steps away from second base, went back, touched it. and then continued on her base path. Ground ball to Harrell at shortstop. She'll field it and fire out of first. Ekoff over at first base squeezes it for out number 2. As we'll see the 2-hitter step up, and this one's fly out to center field in time for out number 3. So Pella Christian gets out of it, but not before Charlotte Brown goes deep. It's 3-2. Wilton back for the third after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Back to Fort Dodge as the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau right here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Pella Christian will send Fran Marinsky up. Fran Marinsky will lead things off here. The 2-hitter, and the first pitch is outside for a ball. It'll be 1 ball and no strikes to count. Fran Marinsky is followed by Augrey and Harrell. 2, 3, and 4 all due up. Ground ball to the shortstop. Nice little play there at short by Dreyfree. Dreyfall makes the play. Nice one there by her. Coming across the middle of the infield, scoops it up nicely and pitches it over to first. And of course, Charlotte Brown there over at first base hit that home run to take the 3-2 lead, and then squeezes it at first base for out number 1. Left-handed batter Augrey will step up, and the first pitch she takes will be a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Augrey walked her first time up, so no registered at bat yet in the contest for her, batting from the left side. Left side, foul ball. As the softball's going down towards the camera men and women down there on the third base side again. They've been in kind of the danger zone so far here on the Kruger Seeds field, having to duck a couple of times and get out of the way of the softballs coming. Dangerous job. That one's in there for a called strike. We've got the easy job. We got the protective netting in front of us. Those guys and gals out there trying to get everybody back at home some highlights. I'm sure you'll see later on your local news. That one's fouled up and out of play. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. 1 out here in the first inning, top of the third inning. Johnson, the pitcher, 42 pitches so far through 2 2/3. A 70% strike rate through her first 42 pitches. So she's finding the strike zone quite well, getting the start here for Wilton. Mila Johnson. Ground ball to the right side. Sliding stop is made by Walker, and she fires it over to first in time for the out. 4-3, you can score that one at home. As Walker, like on ice skates, there she slides through the dirt and grabs that one. As Natalie Harrell will step in the 4 spot, she's 1 for 1. Part of that big first inning for Pella Christian. That got them on the board first, leading 2-0. But Wilton has come back and scored 3 straight to lead 3-2. Harrell will step out of the box now as the home plate umpire will clear off the home plate, and he kind of had to stop and make sure Harrell was taking a practice swing. He didn't want to take that practice swing to himself, so kind of like traffic out there. He's directing traffic. This one in the air towards left field. Wells underneath it, and she makes the catch in deep left field for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down for Pella Christian as Wilton gets out of the top half of the third inning, back for the bottom of the third. Right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Fort Dodge, it's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy Company. The Kruger Seeds Field is where we're located. The 1 seed Wilton leads the 8 seed Pella Christian 3-2. This field will be the home of the state championship games, which our friends over at Iowa Public Television will have for you on Thursday and Friday. The first state championship is set to be played on Thursday evening at 5 p.m., and that's the 1A championship. This one misses outside for a ball. Both of these teams would like to be playing on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. in the Class 2A championship right back here on this field. But a tough Class 2A field to get through before you get to that point. Even for the 1 seed Wilton, a lot of really good teams to go through, including this Pella Christian team first. As this one's fouled up and out of play. And it'll be a 1-1 strike count. Earlham and North Union getting set or underway over on the Iowa Central field. That's the 4-5 game as this one's fouled off pretty hard down the first base side. 1-2 strikes the count to Serrata, who's the 3-hitter in the hole. She's 1 for 1 so far in the contest. Serrata singled on a ground ball to right field her last time up, bats from the left side. It was one of those funky plays as we thought she had a sac fly to right field to score the run. Instead, an illegal pitch was called, and she came back up and singled out into right field. Now Serrata sends one out to center field. Here comes the throw to second base. Is it in time? It is. So Serrata is out at second, trying to stretch it into a double. She'll be given a single. It is a single for Serrata, and she is out, trying to stretch it into a double as we watch this one again. And a great call by our umpire. Did a great job there at second base. Saw it cleanly, and we can see there on replay that she was clearly out. First pitch is in there for a called strike. We talked about it earlier, but the best officials this state has to offer are down here at the state tournament. And are they good? Yes, very good. They have been good at this entire tournament. Will continue to be good because they're the best umpires we've got. This one misses high for a ball. They have done a great job. And the IGHSAU, of course, always puts on such a great state tournament. Softball, volleyball, track, cross-country, golf. Trying to name them all. Swimming. Basketball. Can't forget the basketball. This one, ground ball to the third base side, will be a foul ball. Hopefully I got them all. Sorry if I missed a sport out there. I'm not trying to. But the IGHSAU does such a great job with all of their state tournaments. The way they put them on, they treat these Iowa girls like royalty down here, as they should be entering the state tournament. The final 8 teams in each class making it down here to the state tournament. A 1-2 count. Here's the windup, and a ball ripped up the middle. It's going to be a base hit for Ganser. And it'll be a runner over at first base with 1 out, as Chloe Wells will step in. Just a good piece of hitting there from Ganser. Nothing either of the fielders can do to go after that one. Just a great piece of hitting up the middle. And the runner at first base with 1 out, as Chloe Wells will step in the 5 spot. Wells got a hold of one her last time up, and she takes the first one. Hello. Watch out in the circle, Dunsbergen. As Dunsbergen has to quickly get out of the way of that one, as Wells takes the first pitch and just sends it straight up the middle. Let's watch it again. She's squaring to bunt and then just rips it right up the middle, and Dunsbergen had to pick up her left leg so it didn't get smashed by that softball. And runners at first and second now with just 1 out. And the 6-hitter Wade will step in with a chance for Wilton to try to open this game a little bit, leading 3-2. Ground ball left side, it's snagged. Runner is out at third. Can they get the double play? No. It was close over at first base. Nice job by Rosa. She did what she needed to do. She got the fielder's choice out at third. And then she fired it over to first base to try to get Wade, but Wade in safely. So it'll be a fielder's choice. 2 outs as Madlock will step in. And Pella Christian has a chance to get out of this one now after a good play by Rosa without any more damage being done. Left field, this one in the air in foul territory, and it's snagged by Bonnet in foul territory, the left fielder. Nice job by Bonnet out there in left field for out number 3. And Pella Christian, after a little bit of danger waters there in the 3rd inning, but they get out of it after 3 hits from Wilton. They plate none. We'll see Eekhoff, Dunsbergen, and Voss all due up in the 4th inning for Wilton. We're back for the for Pella Christian. We're back for the 4th right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year. And remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within.
Back to Fort Dodge. The beautiful Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex is the home of the IGHSAU State Softball Championships, which are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And this broadcast is powered by our friends at Mid-American Energy Company. As we head to the 4th inning, we'll see 5, 6, and 7 all due up for the Pella Christian Eagles as they try to answer Wilton back, who has taken now a 3-2 lead. Foul ball back into the netting here, right behind home plate. 0-2 is the count to start things off for Eekhoff. Right-handed batter, she's 0 for 1 so far in the contest. Johnson is the pitcher. That one, a rise ball will miss. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count. Johnson finds the pitch that she's looking for from her catcher Koss behind the plate. And another rise ball will float up in the zone and will miss for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Johnson in the circle on the rubber. Sends this one to the third base side. It's bobbled by the third baseman, Madlock. And Eekhoff is going to be safe on an error here in the fourth inning. That'll be error number 2 on the game by Wilton. And this will bring up the pitcher, Alexis Dunbergen, who will bat from the right side. That one's in there for a called strike. Pella Christian started off the game by scoring 2 runs in the top half of the first. Wilton has scored 3 straight, but now Pella Christian has got something moving here in the fourth with the runner on first base and nobody out. And the 6-hitter up, this one into left field, and that's going to fall down for a base hit. So back-to-back runners on here for Pella Christian to start off the fourth inning, and here come the Eagles. Dunsbergen picks up her first hit, and it's the back half of the order that's doing it here for Pella Christian. The 5-hitter, the middle of the order to the back half, it was the 5-hitter and the 6-hitter are the first 2 that are on, and now the 7-hitter Voss will step in. Trinity Voss is the second baseman. She's 0 for 1 in the 7th spot, but has a chance to help out Pella Christian in their comeback efforts here. Johnson. First pitch is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Earlham and North Union underway over on the Iowa Central field. North Lynn, the number 2 seed, and Iowa City Regina, the 7th seed, are the next games here on the Kruger Seeds field. Those games are set to take place at 5 p.m. Foul ball. He'll be 0-2. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher behind the plate, Koss, but without 2 strikes, that's just a foul ball. If it's on 2 strikes, it is an out. That one misses for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Runners at first and second here for Pella Christian. Madlock, the third baseman. Droffel is the shortstop. Walker, the second baseman, and Brown is the first baseman. Ripped up the middle. It's a base hit. Is it going to score a run? No, the throw home is in time. And getting back to third base is Eekhoff. It's just a base hit, and the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the fourth inning for Pella Christian. Ripped right up the middle. And Eekhoff did round third base, but a good throw once again from Ganser. That's the second time that Ganser has fired a laser from center field to keep a runner at third base. It pays off to have hard throwing outfielders, and Ganser keeps the runner at third base, and now the bases are loaded for Bonnet, who will step in. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes now the count. Top of the fourth inning. 3-2, Wilton leads. You see the scoreboard in the bottom right-hand corner. But what you also see is there's nobody out, and all those bases are juiced up full of Eagles. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Anna Bonnet, the junior, has 28 hits on the season and 18 RBI, and she has a chance to move that number higher with the bases loaded and nobody out here. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike now. Eekhoff is at third. Dunsbergen is at second base, and Voss is over at first base for the Pella Christian Eagles. Ball 3. There's nowhere to put Bonnet, so Johnson's going to have to come back to the plate here, and Bonnet knows that, and she just heard the same thing come out of her head coach, Harold, down the third base side. A 3-1 count. She's got to go to the strike zone, wait for a good pitch, and swing at it. And it is in there for a called strike. Strike 2. So Johnson did come to the strike zone. Bonnet was waiting for another one, though, which is okay when you got a 3-1 count. You don't like the pitch? Take it. You can still come back for a 3-2 is what she's going to do. 3-2 pitch, payoff. And it's fouled back. So we'll see the 3-2 again. Full count, full bags. Runners at first, second, and third. And the 8-hitter Bonnet at the plate. Johnson set, the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Johnson finds the strikeout. It's a big out there for Wilton, as Morgan will step up and bat here in the 9 spot. Jalen Morgan. Still the bases loaded, and barring a double play, the top of the order will come back up for Pella Christian. But they're hoping the top of the order comes back up with a couple of runs in here from Morgan, who has the bases loaded, juiced up right now. 0-1 is the 1-0 is the count, excuse me. Morgan is 0 for 1 so far in the contest in the 9 spot. Swing and a miss, strike 2. She struck out swinging her last time up, Morgan did. And now has a 1-1 count here at the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Throw down to third base is not in time. How much of a confidence boost will it be for Johnson if she's able to get Pella Christian out here in the 4th inning without anybody coming in? But still a long ways to go before we would get to that point. As top of the order will return for Pella Christian unless there's a double play here in the 9th spot with Morgan. That was pitch number 65 from Johnson in the contest through 3 1/3 thus far. Infield is coming in a little bit closer than they normally would. Third baseman and the first baseman are about in normal depth as swing and a miss, strike 3. Big out there for Johnson once again. But the shortstop and the second baseman were in a little bit. Now they're going to go back to their normal depth, as they don't need to come home with it anymore. They just need to go to the nearest bag. So after loading the bases with nobody out, the 8-hitter and the 9-hitter strike out. And now Johnson and Wilton are trying to get out of it with the bases loaded. That one's in there for a called strike. Rosa is the leadoff hitter. She's 0 for 2. She popped out the left field and popped out the right field, and so far in her 2 plate appearances. Popped out to left field and fouled territory to Wells to lead off the game. 0-1. In there for a called strike 2. Johnson just 1 strikeout away from getting out of the inning. How big would it be for Johnson to get out of this inning for Wilton? Pella Christian still has a chance, though, to bring some runs in. 3-2 is our score. Top of the 4th, 0-2. In the air towards right field. And the right fielder will make the catch for out number 3. Serrata comes in, and Wilton strands the bases loaded with nobody outs. They go 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, and 1, and strand the bases loaded. That's got to be a big confidence boost for Wilton. We'll come back and see if they do something with it in the bottom half of the 4th inning. It's 3-2, Wilton in the lead. We're back for more right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
Back to Fort Dodge. It's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Hello, everybody. As Walker takes the first hit and sends it out into center field for a base hit. So Wilton will start here early in the bottom half of the fourth inning, but this is exactly what Pella Christian did. As you see the replay here of Walker, just a nice piece of hitting right up the middle. We've seen a ton of that today. These hitters, very good at what they do. And Walker is over at first base in a 3-2 ball game in favor of the Wilton Beavers. Foul ball. Wilton is making their first trip here to the state tournament since 2018. They've been here 5 times in school history, but their first time since 2018. No balls and 1 strike to count here to Brown, who hit a home run the last time up. This one's out to left field and foul. Charlotte Brown in the 9 spot. She drove one deep over the Casey's General Sign store out in left center field her last time up for a solo shot. As a runner on base this time, it wouldn't be a solo. It would be a 2-run shot if she does it again. How cool will that be? In the state tournament, hit 2 home runs. But if you're Wilton, coaches, they're preaching linear swings, just trying to get base hits. Once you get to the pro ranks, then they're saying, all right, let's see how many home runs you can get. But in high school softball, they're preaching just base hits. We get a bunch of base hits, we're going to score a lot of runs. That one's low for a ball. Wilton with 8 base hits so far here in this contest. And it's produced 3 runs. They have a runner over at first base right now with nobody out. That one's down in the dirt for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can see the scoreboard down in the right-hand corner. Class 2A state quarter-final softball action. It's the number 1 seed Wilton taking on the number 8 seed Pella Christian. 3-2 is the score. Runner at first base in a 2-2 count. Bottom half of any number 4 ground ball left side. It'll be a foul ball, and again, one over in the media area. Brown also does some pitching. She has 6 appearances in the circle, 14 2/3 innings so far this year, but she's over at first base today. 2-2. In the air, foul. So it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. As Nunnekoven will fire it back in to the circle, where Dunsbergen is pitching. 2-2. That one's down in the dirt for a ball. It's going to be a wild pitch, and Walker's off to second base. So Walker will move over to second on the wild pitch. First wild pitch we've seen out of Dunsbergen. Rose is at third base. Harrell is the shortstop. Voss is the second baseman. Ecoff is at first base. Nunnekoven behind the plate. Bonnet in left field. Arngry in center field. And Morgan in right field. This one is hit out into left field. It's played in nicely by Bonnet, but it's going to be a base hit. And runners will be at first and third here for Wilton, who is now threatening their own. Let's watch that one again. Out into left field. As Taylor Dreyfall will step in. Dreyfall, the leadoff hitter, 1 for 2 in the contest. Now we'll see what Wilton does. Pella Christian loaded the bases with nobody out in their half of the 4th inning. And Wilton was able to get them out 1, 2, 3 after that and leave the bases loaded. A stolen base by Brown has runners at second and third now. But now it's Pella Christian's turn to do it defensively. We'll see if Wilton can capitalize with runners on base and nobody out. Runners at first and second. And an 0-1 count. Ground ball, shortstop side, scooped up, fielded, fired over to first in time for the out, but it'll be a run scored. So Pella Christian will trade an out for a run. Wilton will trade a run for an out. Walker will score. Brown moves up to third.
1 out. Charlotte Brown moves to third. Now batting catcher Emily Koss.
And Emily Koss will step in, who is the catcher. 0 for 1 in the 2 spot. 1 run in for Wilton. They lead 4-2. She squared originally, but pulled it back as that one will go outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Coach Denkman in her 7th year here at Wilton. She's made 4 of the 5 school state appearances as the coach. This one's out into left field. It's caught. And they're going to fire it back in. To keep the runner at third base is Bonnet. Gets it back in, keeps that runner over at third. Good catch out there by Bonnet as she kind of had to reach back and grab that one. But an out's an out, and it's out number 2. Serrata will step in, now the right fielder. She's been busy out in right field, a couple of plays she's made. Now she sends one out towards her where her position is. It's going to be an RBI base hit as it falls in front of the right fielder, Morgan. So an RBI base hit for Serrata. Brown comes home to score. It's a 5-2 softball game here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And just lightly tapped out into right field. Watching there on replay. Don't always have to kill it. Just enough to get it over the infielder's head in front of the right field is exactly what Serrata does. That's a 5-2 softball game. First pitch in there for a strike on Ganser. Ganser, the cleanup hitter, is 1 for 2 so far in the game. Also plays center field. And we've seen her, we've talked about her a couple of times as far as her fielding today, as she's held 2 Pella Christian runners at third base with an absolute laser of an arm from center field. And this time it's fouled down the third base side, and it'll be an 0-2 count. Five to 2, Wilton leads over Pella Christian here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Pella Christian looking for the third out. Wilton trying to add more runs on. This is pitch number 60 from Dunsbergen. And it's in the dirt. Runner will take off, and she is safe. So Serrata will have a stolen base as she read that one nicely. Saw the ball heading down towards the dirt, took off, and gets in safely there to second base. Ganser back in. Her single was a ball right back up the middle, and this time she fouls it back over towards the Wilton dugout on the third base side. They are the number 1 overall seed, so they are the home team on the scoreboard, making their 5th appearance to the state tournament in school history and their first since 2018. Ganser has a slugging percentage of .885 this year. Absolutely crushing softballs. And she hits this one well, deep to center field, and it's going to be playable for the center fielder in time for out number 3. Augury makes it with her back on the wall. Ganser gives it a ride, but it's out number 3, and we've played 4 complete. After those 4 complete innings, it's 5 runs for Wilton, 2 runs for Pella Christian. We're back for the 5th on the IGHSAU Digital Network right after this.
At Central College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
Instagram and Snapchat. Just search at IGHSAU.
Back here to Fort Dodge, the IGHSAU State Softball Championships are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And Mid-American Energy powers the stream that you're watching here on IGHSAU.org. Tell your friends and family. You can watch all of the quarterfinals and semifinals right here on the IGHSAU Digital Network. Let's watch that Ganser fly out once again as she put the wood on that one. And for Pella Christian, we will see 2, 3, and 4 all due up for the Pella Christian Eagles.
Top of the fifth for the Eagles. Designated player, Faith Kakmarinsky.
Kakmarinsky will step in and bat in the 2 spot. She's 1 for 2 so far in the game. We'll see 2, 3, and 4 all due up. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike as Kakmarinsky will look down at her head coach, Karen Harrell, down the third base side. And this one is fouled on the first base side. We should note, it's kind of fun, we mentioned Pella Christian haven't been here to the state tournament since 1989 and 1990. Well, Karen Harrell, who is the head coach of this Pella Christian team down the third base side right now, was the catcher on those teams in 89 and 90 that made it down here to the state tournament. The last 2 Pella Christian teams that got here. Right back up the middle towards the pitcher Johnson. She fields it and fires the first, and she's safe. So Johnson bobbled it, and it'll be a fielding error on her. And Kakmarinsky is going to be safe over at first base. The third error of the ball game for Wilton has Pella Christian with a runner at first base. And we will see the 3-hitter in the order. Emery Augrey come to the plate here in the 3 spot. In the left-handed batter's box goes Augrey. Nobody out. Pella Christian with runners on base. And that one will miss outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Pella Christian scored 2 runs in the top half of the first inning to take a 2-0 lead, but Wilton has scored 5 unanswered and lead 5-2 here in the 5th inning. Pella Christian left the bases loaded in the 4th. And now they start off with another runner over at first base. Johnson, 74 pitches in the circle so far in this contest. They're 4 innings complete. That one's outside for a ball as well. It'll be 3 balls and no strikes now the count. Wilton making a substitution also. We'll give to you here in a moment. As that one misses for ball 4. We mentioned Madlock. Madlock is now the catcher. They switched those 2 around. Here's the windup in the pitch. As it's announced here at the field, I just noticed it as well. We mentioned Madlock does a lot of catching, will do a lot of pitching. Started the game today at third base, but her and Koss switch. So the third baseman is now catching, and the catcher is now playing third base. 0-1. Ground ball. Left side of the infield. It's going to be was she on the bag? She was. Okay. She's an out. The side of her foot was touching the bag. It is a force out over there at third base. And the umpire quickly pointed and said, yep, she's out. Fielder's choice over at third. She didn't actually put her foot on the bag. She just had it on the side, and it was there. Yep, absolutely. So it'll be a fielder's choice for out number 1. Kakmarinsky is out. Augrey is safe at seconds, and Harrell reaches on the fielder's choice to first base. Here's the windup in the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So it'll be no balls and 2 strikes to count, 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning. 148 wins for Karen Harrell as the head coach of Pella Christian, to 111 losses. Made 2 state tournament appearances. The school has. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that one misses for a ball. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Other than this one, all 8 years. She's in year number 8. All 8 years have been here at Pella Christian. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. They're going to send the runner around, play at the plate. Now a run down, and they've got her tagged out. Now they've got another run down at second base. The catcher is in the middle of the field, and she's out as well. A base running miscue for Pella Christian. Both of the runners are out on a base hit, and we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. What a play defensively there by Wilton. We'll come back for the bottom of the 5th right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right, you decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Welcome back here to Fort Dodge, the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. And man, oh man, what a play we saw there as that one a little interesting. So you see the catcher, she's all the way at third base. She's going to run down Harrell, gives it back to the second baseman who will finally tag her out. Harrell caught between the bases, but it all started with Ganser, the center fielder. We talked about her a lot of times today with that laser beam from center field, and it started with her as the first pitch is a strike. She fired it from home, and Madlock was about to tag her out at home. Well, then she takes back up towards the third base line. Harrell had run her off the base. She was at third base. The catcher tags her out at third, and then now the catcher is in a run down at second base. And yeah, a little weird to see the catcher running between second and third base. But even with all that gear on, Madlock able to move quite well, and interesting play. It turned into a double play. It is still a hit for Pella Christian on the play. 5-2 is the score. We've got a 1-1 count on the returning All-Stater, Chloe Wells. That one misses for a ball. Chloe Wells was an All-State selection last year for Wilton. And following this tournament, she'll go on to play some college softball as that one's popped up in the air and be caught out into left field. As Anna Bonnet makes the play for out number 3. Wells, the senior, will play softball at Buena Vista University next year, as she sends that one up and out of play, or up and caught. Returning All-State selection. Now here is Madeline Wade in the 6th spot. First pitch to Wade is a called strike. Madeline Wade, 35 hits on the year. She's 0 for 1 in this contest. 5-2 is the score in favor of the number 1 overall seed at Wilton. Is she going to lay down the bunt? No, it's a foul ball. She did try to lay down the bunt, but it was in the batter's box for a foul ball, and it's 0-2. One out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Wade in the sixth spot. We mentioned her. She's 0 for 1. She walked and then grounded into a fielder's choice at third base. Now she's going to have a hit, and she sends that one between the bag and the second baseman for a single. As we'll watch this one again, Wade with her first base hit of the game. The catcher, Haley Madlock, will step in now. Madlock, we saw her out there running around with all the catcher's gear on, trying to chase after those batters and runners. And now she's going to try to send a softball around this field. 0-1 is the count as she fouls the first one up and out of play. Dunsbergen with 70 pitches so far on the night. A 71.43% strike rate for her. 71% of her pitches have been strikes. Pretty good accuracy there for Dunsbergen. That one's in there for a called strike, too. She starts off this at-bat with 2 more strikes. 51 of her 71 pitches have been strikes. Only 20 balls she's thrown. 0-2. This one in the air towards left field. And it will be played once again by Bonnet for out number 2.
And Bonnet with the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up second baseman Alexis Walker.
Alexis Walker will step in now and bat. Walker in the 8th spot, 1 for 2 in the contest. Wilton went unbeaten in the River Valley Conference this year as the River Valley Conference champions. They were 17-0 in conference play. Foul ball down the third base side. Their losses come to Clear Creek Amana, who is a state tournament team, the number 6 seed in Class 4A, a couple classes bigger than Wilton. Also have a loss to Fairfield. That was a 10-6 loss to Fairfield. Other than that, and West Burlington. That was their other loss. 3 losses on the year for the Wilton Beavers. Lost to West Burlington after beating Durant. And Durant is a team that's a common player here at the state tournament. To beat Durant in the first 2 games to start the season. Lost to West Burlington. They were 2-1. And then they just rattled off a bunch of wins as that one misses for a ball to be 2 balls and a strike. Wins over Liza Muscatine, Monticello, Davenport Central, Northeast Anamosa, who's a state tournament team, and North Cedar before falling in back-to-back games to Fairfield and Clear Creek Amana. And since June 12th, this Wilton team has not lost. As this one's up and out of play. Down the third base side. Since June 12th, they have not lost. They have rattled off a ton of wins. They got here by outscoring their opponents 18-4 in the regional tournament, beating Starmont 7-0, Durant 3-2, and Northeast 8-2. So they went 3 for 3 against Durant on the year. A 3-2 game there in the semifinals. That was a pretty close one. We mentioned Durant, always a very good softball team as well. Been down here to the state tournament a few times. Popped up in the air, right on top of home plate, and the catch is going to be made by the catcher, Nunnekoven, for out number 3. We have played 5 complete. It's Wilton 5, Pella Christian 2. We're back for the 6th. Right next on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Nothing feels quite as free as being out here.
Except this free soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
At Casey's, you can win all kinds of free stuff.
I love free.
Then you'll love this. Bought this jerky, won this free donut.
I love donuts.
And these chips can win me the big one.
What?
A free concert from country music superstar Lee Brice.
I love free Lee Brice.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town.
Free Lee!
No.
Back to Fort Dodge. It's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And you're watching it here on the networks, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. That one's in there for a called strike. We do have a pitching change now as well for Wilton, as it is Grace Madlock who will step in and pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. It's scooped up by Madlock, and she'll fire over to first base in time for the out. So we talked about it in the pregame show. Grace Madlock has done quite a bit of pitching this year, and she is an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Pitching change brought to you by our friends at IMT, as Grace Madlock will step into the circle, and she gets the first out. And she was able to play that one herself. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. Grace Madlock, in her 23rd appearance this year, she's thrown 88 innings, now 88 1/3 inning, 29 earned runs, a 2.31 ERA, 83 strikeouts, 78 hits, and she has a 13-2 record with 3 saves this season. So they like to go with a lot of different pitching. When you have the pitching, you might as well use it. Mila Johnson will go 5 innings today. We'll give you the final line on her in just a moment, as this one's up in the air towards right field, and the catch will be made in right field for out number 2 by Serrata. As Anna Bonnet will step in with that, let's give you the final line on Johnson. Mila Johnson goes 5 complete innings, where she faces 23 batters. She throws 84 pitches, 57 of them for strikes, 27 balls she threw. She allowed 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of the runs were earned. She walked 3, she struck out 4, a 2.8 ERA, a 1.6 whip, and she left 6 Pella Christian Eagles on base. As Bonnet goes after that one. So it'll be no balls and 2 strikes to start off early to Anna Bonnet in the 8th spot. She's 0 for 2. Madlock trying to make quick work of Pella Christian in her first inning in the circle, and it is in there for called strike 3. She strikes out Bonnet for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Wilton, and Pella Christian is going to be down to their final 3 outs when we get to the top half of the 7th. But first, Wilton will bat in the bottom of the 6th. We'll see them bat 9-1-2 right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
It's the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Hazel and Harlan Rogers Sports Complex here in Fort Dodge, the host of the IGHSAU State Championships. These state championships are coming to you live here on the digital network, which is powered by our friends at Mid-American Energy Company. Here's the windup, and the first pitch is a ball. Dunsbergen back into the circle for her 6th inning of work. She's pitched a pretty good game here for Pella Christian, who is just 3 runs behind the number 1 seed in Class 2A. Here's the windup in the 1-0. This one's popped up in the air in the infield. Third baseman Rosa says she's got it, and she does, as she makes the play for out number 1. 9-1-2 are all due up here for Wilton, as the 9-hole hitter Brown is out for the first out. As Taylor Dreyfall will step in and bat. She's 1 for 3 in the 1-hole. Wilton trying to add some insurance runs on before they try to win the game in the top of the 7th inning. As that one misses high for a ball. We'll see if we can check on a score of our North Union Earlham game. See if we can get that to you or not. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball, left side, and it's bouncing over the head of the third baseman, Rosa. That was a wicked hop that Rosa had to try to deal with. And it's going to be a single for Dreyfall out into left field. Nothing Rosa could have done. I mean, that was a tough play for Rosa to try to make that, as that one bounced hard off the dirt. That's just how hard that Dreyfall is swinging that bat, that she's able to get enough force on it for it to bounce off the dirt like that. Almost looked like we were playing on turf. As we'll have a runner. Kaylee Koss, number 5, is the pinch runner over at first base. So Koss in over at first, and the batter will be Emily Koss, who will bat in the 2 spot. First pitch high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Emily Koss is 0 for 2 so far in the contest. She sacrificed bunt her first time up, and then she popped out to center and popped out to left field. 5 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors committed by Wilton in this game. As that one misses low for a ball, as they're trying to advance on to the semifinal round, which will take place on Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. over on the other field. The 2A semifinals take place on the Iowa Central field, while the 1A semifinals will take place here on the Kruger Seeds field. This one is sent out into right field. It's going to be a base hit for Emily Koss, and she's going to move up to second base on the throw, as the throw goes into third base. So it's going to be a single for Emily Koss. Kaylee Koss moves to third on the play, and then on the throw, Emily Koss will move up to second base. So we've got Kosses at second and third for Wilton, as Serrata will step up and bat here in the 3 spot. Catcher is set up outside. Serrata sends one to right field. This one back towards the wall, and it's going to be caught. Kaylee Koss will tag up and score, and it'll be a sac fly for Serrata for another run to score for Wilton. Serrata nearly goes 4 for 4 with a home run there as she sends that one to the right field wall. She'll stay 3 for 3 as the sac fly won't count against her, and it will count as an RBI, and it's now 6-2 Wilton over Pella Christian here in the 1-8 game. 2 outs and a runner over at third base is Emily Koss, who got on via a single earlier in this inning. The first pitch will miss for a ball to Ganser. Ganser's 1 for 3. But man, oh man, she gave one a ride her last time up, absolutely crushing it for an out. And this time she'll send it up the middle. It'll be an RBI base hit for Ganser. And it's more runs for Wilton as they'll extend their lead. Koss will come home to score. So both Kosses come home here in the 6th inning. Makes it a 7-2 lead for Wilton over Pella Christian. And we'll have another runner come in over at first base. This time is number 8, Tessa Bartel. So Bartel will run over at first base in a 7-2 ball game. Our last game here on Kruger Seeds Field ended. That is a Kruger Seeds substitution. Excuse me, an IMT substitution. Apologize. IMT substitution brought to you by our friends at IMT, and that's a base hit. For Wells, the returning All-Stater, going to play at Buena Vista University next year. She's able to find a base hit and runners at second and first, and we're going to see time called as Coach Harrell will come out and talk with her infield with runners at first and second. Wells and Bartel are on base as Wade will step in the 6th spot. Wells not the only one who will play college softball. Serrata, who just had that last sac fly a moment ago, is going to end the game 3 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. She's going to play at Cornell next year. So Peyton Serrata, the right fielder, will go to Cornell, and Chloe Wells, the left fielder, will go to Buena Vista. A couple of college softball bound players for this Wilton Beavers team. And we'll see Madeline Wade come in after the conversation here at the circle has concluded. Runners at first and second for the Wilton Beavers. A 7-2 lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And the 6-hole hitter, Madeline Wade, will step in.
Designated player, Madeline Wade.
Dunsbergen will stay in the circle. And the pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Ecoff over at first base. Voss at second. Harrell is at shortstop. And Rosa is at third base. Left to right, the outfield is Bonnet, Argy, and Morgan. Left field, this one hit. Sounded good, but it's caught in foul territory. Going up against the weather tarp, and Bonnet makes the play for out number 3. She's been busy in left field tonight, and she makes that one crashing into the rain tarp over in the left field wall for out number 3. Well, it's 7-2 heading to the 7th inning. Ella Christian will need 5 runs as Wilton is going to try to close it out in the top of the 7th. We'll be right back on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Back here to Fort Dodge, the IGHSAU State Championships in softball being played. And it's the top of the 7th inning in our 1 versus 8 game here in Class 2A. We'll close out the day with the rest of the Class 2A field, and the start of the Class 3A field will be our nightcap tonight Here's the windup and the pitch, and the first one is a swing, or the second one after a strike is swing and a miss. 0-2 is the count here to Morgan, the number 9 hitter. So 9, 1 and 2 due up for Pella Christian as they try to keep things going here in the 7th inning. This one's going to be a foul ball down the right field line. We'll have more games again coming to you tomorrow as our Class 3A field will continue, followed by our Class 4A and 5A fields. All come your way tomorrow right here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. 1 ball and 2 strike counts once again as that one is fouled up and out of play. And this one fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes will stay our count once again. The batter is Morgan, who's 0 for 2. Here's the windup and the pitch. This one's popped up and back to the screen once again. Morgan trying to stay alive here in the 7th inning. 1 for 2 in the contest. This one towards right field. And it is going to be caught by Peyton Serrata out in right field. A running catch for out number 1. And this gives us a great opportunity as you're going to see Peyton Serrata make this play once again. A running grab there for Serrata for the out. And fans, Peyton Serrata is going to be your Casey's General Store player of the game. What a game she's had. Just an absolute dominant one for Wilton. Makes the play out in right field and will be your Casey's General Store player of the game. Fans, Casey's General Store is the proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, and today's player of the game, Casey's, is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for the new Casey's Rewards, a rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. An 0-2 count now as a ground ball to the right side is going to be scooped up and fired over to first base in time for out number 2 as Walker fires it to Brown for the second out, and Wilton now 1 out away from advancing to the semifinals. Well, to go along with Peyton Serrata's defensive play today, and part of the reason why she is the Casey's General Store player of the game has been her bat. She went 3 for 3 today. In 4 plate appearances, she went 3 for 3, all 3 singles, but she had 3 RBI. She scored a run. She had a stolen base and has just been really good. 2 of her RBIs came in on hits, and she had 1 RBI on a sac fly. And there's no doubt, no argument, Peyton Serrata is the Casey's General Store player of the game, the right fielder, heading to Cornell next year. After next year, or rather I should say, she is only a junior. So she's heading to Cornell after next year is what I meant. I said next year, but I implied after next year. I should verify that. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to do it. As Wilton is a 7-2 victor over Pella Christian as they defeat Pella Christian in the 1-8 game, and we'll move on. We'll take a break, we'll come back and wrap this one up from Fort Dodge right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You are my favorite place to go. You You're at the end of my face.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices.
You shed a light that guides me home. I got it. You're my
Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about.
Back here to Fort Dodge, the IGHSAU State Softball Championships are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy Company, as you've watched a great contest here between the 8-seed Pella Christian and the number 1 seed Wilton, and Wilton just too much. Pella Christian got out early. They scored the first 2 runs of the game, leading 2-0, but Wilton came back and scored 7 unanswered to win the contest by a final score of 7-2, and they will advance on to take on the winner of Earlham and North Union in the 4-5 game on the Iowa Central field at 11:30 on Wednesday afternoon. We'll have that game for you on the IGHSAU Digital Network. Peyton Serrata dominated the game. The Cornell commit is the Casey's General Store player of the game. The win goes to Johnson. She goes 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Dunsbergen picks up the loss. She allowed 15 hits on 7 runs. All of them earned, walked 1 and strikeout 1, and a home run in the contest as well for Brown. Hit that home run to left field earlier in the contest. Pella Christian will move to the back half of the bracket, where they will play the loser of the Earlham and North Union game in the 4-5 contest. It's been all high seeds that have won so far. The Class 1A bracket is completely filled out. All the high seeds moved on, and now Wilton starts off the 2A bracket with a win as well. That's going to do things for us here from Fort Dodge. Appreciate everybody behind the scenes making it possible, all of our camera operators and our producers. We'll be back in just a little bit for the 2-7 game between Northland and Iowa City Regina right here on the Kruger Seeds field. I'm Sarah Negastol saying good afternoon and goodbye from Fort Dodge.